Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're going deep into Enviro Infra Engineers Limited, EIEL for short.
All right.
You've given us their Q2 and H1FY25 earnings conference call transcript.
Okay.
And want us to break down their business.
Sure.
So let's dive right into the world of water and wastewater treatment in India.
Sounds good. What's really interesting here is EI is newly public.
Oh, right.
Fresh off their IPO. And they're already making some serious waves with strong financial performance.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's quite a story. So we'll break down what they're doing, how they're doing it, and what potential challenges they might face.
Okay. So the transcript really highlights their core business, which is designing, building, and maintaining water and wastewater treatment plants.
Right.
And they're involved in everything.
Looks like it.
From sewage treatment plants and sewage networks to common effluent treatment plants for industrial areas.
Uh-huh.
And even water supply schemes. They seem to be all over the place.
Yeah, it seems like they're tackling India's water challenges on multiple fronts and across multiple states, too.
Yeah.
They're strategically aligning themselves with major national initiatives like the Jal Jeevan mission, which aims to bring safe drinking water to all rural households.
That's a big one.
It is. And the ADL mission for rejuvenation and urban transformation focused on upgrading urban infrastructure. So,
Right.
This is a smart move on their part.
Okay, so they're riding the wave of these massive government initiatives.
Right.
That's got to be good for business.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's not just about the present.
Right.
They're also looking towards the future with renewable energy initiatives like compressed biogas plants and solar power systems.
Yeah, that's right. They're integrating sustainability into their growth strategy. So they're not just thinking about cleaning water. They're thinking of generating clean energy, too.
Interesting.
Yeah, and that's forward thinking.
Uh-huh.
And it's likely to attract investors who are looking for companies with a strong ESG focus.
Okay, so let's get down to brass tacks here. Their order book is impressive.
It is.
INR 1,960 crores. That's the total value of projects they're working on across India.
Wow.
Plus, they've got a pipeline of potential projects worth around INR 800 crores. So those are some big numbers.
Yeah, definitely.
What does this tell us about their business?
Well, it tells me that investors are confident in IEL's ability to execute and grow. A big order book like this means they've got a lot of work lined up,
Right.
which translates to revenue.
Uh-huh.
And hopefully profits down the line.
Okay.
It also indicates a strong market demand for their services.
So let's break it down a little bit. Their managing director, Manish Jain, he highlighted the makeup of their order book during the call.
Okay.
And it's a diverse mix, which is good.
Right.
Water supply schemes make up about INR 400 crores. Common effluent treatment plants account for INR 70 crores. And the rest is a blend of sewage treatment and sewage projects.
So that diversification is key. It helps mitigate risk. They're not putting all their eggs in one basket.
Right. Makes sense.
So if one sector slows down, they've got others to fall back on. So this shows a pretty savvy approach to managing their business.
And they're celebrating some wins, too.
Oh, yeah.
They announced the early completion of a HAM project. That's a hybrid annuity model project in Bareilly.
Okay.
They've also got 2 more HAM projects going, one in Mathura
Right.
and another in Saharanpur. What's so special about these HAM projects?
Well, HAM projects are interesting because they provide long-term, predictable revenue. So think of it like a steady paycheck for the next 15 years.
Oh, wow.
That's the beauty of the HAM model for EL.
Okay.
It gives them financial stability and allows them to plan for the future with more confidence.
So they've got a solid foundation. They've got a diverse portfolio.
Right.
And they're venturing into new areas. What does all of this mean for their future?
Well, they're aiming for even larger projects.
Okay.
And they want to expand geographically. And they're in a prime position to benefit from the Indian government's focus on improving water infrastructure.
That's significant.
Yeah, that's a significant tailwind.
Uh-huh.
They're also projecting a CAGR. That's a compound annual growth rate of 35% to 40% for the next 4 to 5 years.
Wow. Ambitious.
It is ambitious, but it could be within their reach.
Okay. Those are bold projections.
Yeah.
High growth often requires serious cash flow, though.
It does.
How are they handling that aspect of the business?
That's the million-dollar question. While they've got fresh capital from their IPO,
Right.
they've seen a dip in operating cash flow.
Okay.
Because of rising unbilled revenue.
Oh, what's that?
That's basically work they've done,
Okay.
but haven't billed for yet.
Okay.
And reduced trade payables. or money they owe to suppliers. So this raises a few concerns about their short-term financial stability.
You seem a bit hesitant.
Well,
is that like a blip on the radar or a potential red flag?
It's worth watching, for sure. EAL is attributing the dip to delays in government payments, which they expect to resolve soon.
Okay.
So we'll have to see if that happens. They also say they're confident in keeping their industry-leading EBITDA margins of 25%. So that's a measure of profitability. And 25% is pretty impressive.
That is.
Yeah.
So they're betting on those government payments coming through.
Right.
And their ability to manage costs effectively.
Yep.
But as with any business, risks always exist.
Oh, for sure.
What are some potential challenges that you see?
Well, good point. Increased competition is one. The water and wastewater treatment market is growing, attracting more players.
Oh, okay.
Then there's the risk of rising input costs, especially with all the uncertainty in global supply chains. And of course, their reliance on government projects makes them vulnerable to policy changes or funding cuts.
Interesting points. It seems like EAL is in a good position, but needs to keep a sharp eye on those potential challenges.
Right.
What else did their earnings call reveal?
Welcome back to our deep dive into Enviro Infra Engineers Limited.
Okay.
We've covered a lot of ground from their diverse business segments to their impressive order book and potential risks.
Yeah, we've learned about their ambitious growth plans.
Right.
And how they're capitalizing on these government initiatives.
Yeah.
But now I'm curious.
Okay.
What truly sets them apart in this competitive landscape? What's their secret sauce?
Well, one key differentiator is their commitment to in-house design and execution capabilities.
Oh, interesting.
Their chairman and whole-time director, Sanjay Jain, highlighted this in the earnings call.
Okay.
By keeping these crucial functions in-house,
right,
they can control project costs and timelines much more effectively.
So they're not as reliant on subcontractors.
Exactly.
Who can sometimes drive up costs and cause delays.
Yeah, sometimes a lot of delays.
Right. That's a smart move.
It is.
It's like having a well-oiled machine where everyone's working together seamlessly.
Exactly. This vertical integration strategy gives them more control over the entire project lifecycle.
Makes sense.
Leading to higher profitability and a better track record of delivering projects on time and within budget.
That's a huge advantage in a competitive industry.
It is.
But what about technology? Are they embracing innovation to stay ahead of the curve?
Absolutely. IUL is incorporating cutting-edge technologies.
Oh, wow.
Particularly in renewable energy and sustainability.
Okay.
For example, they're integrating solar power systems into their treatment plants.
Oh, cool.
To reduce energy consumption and operating costs.
That's a win-win.
It is.
It not only helps the environment, but also makes their projects more cost competitive, especially with energy prices on the rise globally.
Right.
It's like they're turning lemons into lemonade on a whole new level.
I like that analogy, and it doesn't stop there. They're also exploring other innovative solutions like compressed biogas plants.
Oh, wow.
Which can convert organic waste into a renewable fuel source. Talk about turning trash into treasure?
Now, that's something I didn't expect. Yeah. Tell me more about how biogas plays into their overall strategy.
Well, it showcases their commitment to being at the forefront of sustainability by exploring these alternative fuel sources.
Right.
They're not only reducing their reliance on fossil fuels, but also creating additional revenue streams.
Interesting.
It's a clever way to diversify and future-proof their business.
So they're not just building treatment plants.
Right.
They're creating integrated, sustainable ecosystems.
Yeah, you could say that.
That's impressive. But let's not forget about the competition.
Sure.
Who are their main rivals and how do they stack up against them?
Well, the transcript doesn't name specific competitors.
Okay.
But it hints at a dynamic market. Sanjay mentioned facing competition from other companies. But their in-house expertise and focus on sustainability give them an edge.
So it's a mix of established players and new entrants all vying for a piece of the pie.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And with the Indian government's push for improved water infrastructure, we can expect the competition to heat up even more in the coming years. It'll be interesting to see how EAL navigates this evolving landscape.
We've talked a lot about their strengths and growth potential.
Yeah.
But let's dive a little deeper into their financials.
Okay.
We know they have impressive EBITDA margins. But what other metrics stand out?
Their revenue growth has been nothing short of phenomenal.
Oh, wow.
They reported a 77.82% year-over-year increase in revenue from operations for Q2FY25.
Okay.
Their net profit for the quarter more than doubled compared to the same period last year.
Those are some seriously impressive numbers.
Yeah, they are.
It speaks volumes about the strong demand for their services.
Right.
What about their overall financial health?
Mm.
Are they in a good position to pursue their growth strategy?
Their balance sheet looks healthy.
Yep.
They have a manageable debt level, and their recent IPO provided them with a substantial cash infusion.
Right.
It seems they're well capitalized to weather potential storms and continue investing in innovation and expansion.
That's reassuring for investors.
It is.
But let's not forget about the risks.
Right.
We touched on a few earlier. But are there any others we should consider?
One inherent risk in this industry is the potential for project delays or cost overruns.
Right.
Unexpected geological conditions, regulatory hurdles, or supply chain disruptions could impact project timelines and budgets.
Those are valid points, and it underscores the importance of IL's focus on in-house expertise and tight project management.
Absolutely. Another risk is their reliance on government projects.
Okay.
While this is currently a strength, any changes in government policy or funding priorities could have a significant impact on their business.
So diversification is key.
It is.
Perhaps their acquisition strategy could help them branch out into new markets or service areas.
Right.
Reducing their dependence on government contracts.
That's a sharp observation. Acquisitions could also provide access to new technologies or expertise.
Oh, interesting.
Further solidifying their position in the market.
Before we move on to the final part of our deep dive,
Okay.
I'd like to circle back to this concept of inorganic growth.
Right.
It seems to be a significant part of their strategy.
It certainly is, and it could play a crucial role in shaping their future.
What are your thoughts on their potential acquisition targets? What kind of companies would make a strategic fit for AL?
Well, based on their current focus, they're likely looking for companies that complement their existing expertise. Perhaps companies specializing in niche water treatment technologies, or those with a strong foothold in regions where AL wants to expand.
So companies that could either broaden their technological portfolio or expand their geographic reach.
Exactly. They might also consider acquiring companies in related fields like waste management. Or renewable energy to bolster their sustainability initiatives.
It seems like they're aiming to create a more comprehensive and integrated approach to tackling India's environmental challenges.
Precisely, but we need to remember that all of this is speculation for now.
Right.
We'll have to wait for more concrete information from IL about their acquisition plans.
This has been another insightful segment of our deep dive into Enviro Infra Engineers Limited.
It has.
We've explored their competitive advantages, delved into their technological innovations, and examined their financial strengths.
Yes, and we've also discussed the potential risks they face and how they're mitigating them.
But there's still more to uncover. In Part 3, we'll wrap up our analysis by looking at the broader industry trends shaping EL's future. Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into Enviro Infra Engineers Limited. We've dissected their business model, analyzed their financials, and even uncovered their secret sauce.
We have.
We've also explored their competitive landscape, their innovative use of technology, and the potential risks they face.
Right.
Now let's zoom out and consider the bigger picture.
Okay.
What broader industry trends are shaping EL's future?
Well, it's crucial to understand the macro environment because no company operates in isolation. Examining those larger forces at play can give us a better sense of IL's long-term prospects.
So what are some of the major trends impacting the water and wastewater treatment industry in India?
One of the most significant trends is the government's increasing focus on water infrastructure. India is grappling with a serious water crisis. With demand growing and resources shrinking.
A problem that's not going away anytime soon.
Exactly. And the government is taking it seriously. They've rolled out ambitious initiatives like the Jal Jeevan Mission and the ADL Mission for Rejuvenation and Urban Transformation to tackle this challenge head on.
These initiatives are creating a massive market opportunity for companies like ILA.
They are. They're providing a steady stream of projects and funding, which is fueling industry growth.
It's a good time to be in the water treatment business in India.
It seems like it.
It's not just about government spending, though.
Right.
There's also a growing awareness among businesses and the general public about the importance of sustainable water management.
Absolutely.
Consumers are increasingly demanding eco-friendly products and services.
Right.
And businesses are under pressure to reduce their environmental impact.
Yeah, makes sense.
So IL's focus on sustainability is not just good for the planet, but also good for their bottom line.
It gives them a competitive advantage and positions them as a leader in the industry.
It's a smart business move, plain and simple.
It is.
Now, what about technological advancements? Are there any game-changing innovations on the horizon that could impact EL's business?
Well, there's always something new brewing in the world of water treatment.
Right.
One area to watch is the development of advanced technologies like membrane filtration and reverse osmosis.
These technologies can remove even the tiniest impurities, making water safer and reusable.
Right.
I'm guessing these advancements could be a game changer.
They have the potential to disrupt traditional treatment methods, especially as they become more cost-effective.
So IL needs to stay ahead of the curve and be ready to adapt.
For sure.
What about the regulatory landscape? Could changes in environmental regulations impact their operations?
Absolutely. They'll need to keep a close eye on any new regulations.
Right.
And be prepared to invest in new technologies or processes to stay compliant. Adaptability is key in this industry.
As we wrap up our deep dive,
let's
summarize the key takeaways.
Right.
What are the most important things for our listener to remember about IL?
Well, we've seen that IL is a well-managed company operating in a high-growth industry. Right. They're riding the wave of government initiatives and have a strong focus on in-house expertise, sustainability, and technology. These factors give them a competitive edge.
They also have a healthy financial position, allowing them to pursue their ambitious growth plans.
They do. However, they do face risks.
Right.
Like increased competition, rising costs, and potential project delays.
Of course.
Their reliance on government projects is another factor to consider.
And let's not forget their acquisition strategy.
Right.
It will be interesting to see how they use acquisitions to shape their future.
Definitely.
Overall, IL appears to be well positioned for success.
Yeah.
But navigating this complex and evolving landscape will be crucial.
It will.
We've covered a lot of ground today, but here's a final thought for our listener to ponder.
Okay.
We've talked about the opportunities and challenges for EL.
Right.
But what about the broader implications of India's water crisis?
That's a critical question. It goes beyond economics and environmental concerns. It's a societal issue that demands innovative solutions and collaboration from everyone involved.
Companies like IL will play a vital role in developing and implementing those solutions.
For sure, their success is intertwined with the well-being of millions of people.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into Enviro Infra Engineers Limited. We hope you found it insightful.
As always, there's more to explore. Stay curious.